Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, Americans. It's Friday.
And not a good day in Ukraine. Day 2 of the full frontal war, really, that Russia is waging on Ukraine. I mean, they went in with missiles, rockets, troops, tanks, everything. And so...
Yeah, not just the eastern side either.
Right.
Yeah.
They came in from every side. They came in from Crimea. They came in from Belarus. They came in from Russia. So it was a full-scale invasion.
That's what you're supposed to do if you want to, keep peace in a country, right?
Yeah. And start the rocket attacks right away. Yeah. Very peaceful. It was a very peaceful invasion.
That's what I'm saying.
Really sad because
Very sad.
I don't think Ukraine is going to be able to hold up to this. No. They've already taken Chernobyl, and they're knocking on the door of Kiev. So.
And you said they came in through Belarus.
Mm-hmm.
They've actually crossed through Belarus. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
That was reported.
I think Belarus is pretty much a Russian satellite.
I thought that was reported, and it was
reported.
They came in with an amphibious assault from the other side too, right?
Yeah,
on the ports. Yeah. I mean, that's what was reported.
Yeah.
Boy, I totally missed that.
Crimea. Yeah.
Good times.
And supposedly part of their motivation for this is the Black Sea ports that they want from Ukraine so badly.
Yes.
There are so many theories going on right now as to what Putin's ultimate gain is. I don't know. It seems like the ports is just a small part of it at this point. I don't know.
Well, there's Russian heritage.
Yeah.
He claims that's a big deal. I don't buy that.
But that's what he claims.
They took Chernobyl, which is weird, because they said something about that. They want Europe to know that they can. I don't know if they're threatening like a nuclear cloud blowing up Chernobyl or something.
Okay.
If Europe doesn't behave the way Russia wants them to, then they're going to use Chernobyl in some way. Sounded like. That's what it sounded like.
Yes, that's exactly what it sounded like.
Really frightening.
Well, it's good. I mean, look, our president is on it.
Isn't he, though?
He's on it.
Oh, he's been on it for a decade now, at least.
He's gone toe-to-toe with Putin. How many times? How many times has he gone toe-to-toe with him?
I don't know how many times he said it, and I'm certain I don't know how many times he actually has.
Toe-to-toe.
Toe-to-toe.
Jeez. He is so weak and feckless. He doesn't have any feck at all.
No, he does not.
Joe Biden has no feck?
Joe Biden has no feck. He's feckless.
Gait has weakened, and he's no feck. He has no feck.
No feck. You want a guy with feck, I guess, because feckless is bad. So I'm thinking feck is really good, and he doesn't have any.
You want to be able to. You want to be able to have some feck.
Yeah.
To feck off people, right?
Yes.
Something like that?
I guess something like that.
No, I got it. You got to have some fecks to give.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But he doesn't.
He doesn't, sadly.
He doesn't. So Joe Biden made for this moment. And even though he says Putin was no threat back in 2012, if you remember correctly.
Oh, wow.
After Mitt Romney warned America about Russia.
Governor Romney's answer, I thought, was incredibly revealing.
Did you?
He acts like he thinks the Cold War is still on. Russia is still our major adversary.
Yeah, it is. They are.
I don't know where he's been. I mean, we have disagreements with Russia.
You don't know where he's been.
They're united with us on Iran. The only way we're getting, one of only two ways we're getting material into Afghanistan to our troops is through Russia. They are working closely with us. They've just said to Europe, if there is an oil shutdown in any way in the Gulf, they'll consider increasing oil supplies to Europe.
Oh, wow. What great people.
They'll consider it.
That's so great
Well,
of
it's not
them.
1956, Biden says. What are you thinking
It's
about?
10 years ago. I mean...
He at least had a couple effects there.
Pathetic.
Yeah, he did it back in the day.
It seemed like he did, but he really didn't then either, I don't think. I don't think he ever had feck. That's embarrassing. What do you have to say about Russia now? Is it...
I know.
Should we be more worried about Iran than Russia? Come on.
They're actually saying that with the oil supply getting squeezed there, and you see the price already jumped 30 cents at the pump. They're talking about, this is a good opportunity for us to make a deal with Iran to get some oil that way.
Yeah.
Which, of course, would help Iran. But, it'd be nice. It just seems like it wasn't that long ago that we were energy independent. Am I wrong on that?
No, we were.
Okay.
Yeah, we were.
But no, now we're about to call
Trump
on Iran, and it's going to help Iran.
Sure.
Well, okay. What a world.
So here is Biden back in 2019 discussing Russia and Ukraine.
Okay.
It's going to take a hell of a lot of work to make up for all the damage he's done internationally and nationally.
Trump.
His network of thugs and co-conspirators are going to
Co-conspirators.
continue to try to undermine our democracy in the meantime.
Yeah.
Imagine what he can do in another year.
I don't know why.
Putin.
Imagine what can happen in Ukraine.
Imagine what can
What could happen. That's why we need him as president, because, wow, imagine what could happen. Well, here it is.
You got to be able to stop Putin. Elect Joe Biden.
Wow.
Oh, man. Wow. Are we in a terrible situation? And, Zelensky made a speech yesterday talking about how alone they are. And they are. They're pretty much alone. I mean, what are we going to do about this? Nothing. We're not going to do anything.
No. I mean, we haven't really.
The sanctions are nothing. They don't care about these sanctions.
And we're still getting oil from them, right? The European Union is still getting oil from Russia. So
absolutely.
We're still funding their invasion.
Yeah, in a sense. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
is that a problem?
In a sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a political expert. I'm just saying that in a sense, it would be that they're still getting funding for their invasion.
And Biden was asked yesterday, couldn't answer it, why he's refusing to do personal sanctions against Vladimir Putin and, sanction some of his bank accounts that are on foreign soil and things. And he couldn't answer why he won't do that. So let's give this another month. Yeah, in another month, Ukraine's just going to be swallowed up by Russia.
Oh my gosh.
Another 48 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they'll solidify it within a month. I mean, in a month, it's way
Russia.
over.
In a month, it's Russia.
Yeah. Yep.
Zelensky's on a beach somewhere saying, I'd like to get back to Ukraine and get our country back. Sorry.
Yeah. So by 2020, Biden was ready. He was all set here. Listen to these tough words from President Braindead.
Putin knows if I am president of the United States, his days of tyranny and trying to intimidate the United States and those in Eastern Europe are over.
Really?
I'm going to stand up to him. He's a bully.
How embarrassing.
Just like the president. And I know he doesn't want me to be president, but to tell you what, when I'm president, things are going to change.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
They have.
They changed all right,
they
bro.
They have.
Oh, man.
They changed.
Yes.
They certainly changed. Not the way he was talking about, obviously, but they rolled in. That was the biggest invasion since World War II of any country. The largest scaled invasion since World War II. That's amazing. So we apparently didn't do an invasion that big of Afghanistan or Iraq, which we should have.
We should have, and I feel like we did.
Maybe it's European nations. Maybe it's Europe only, and not the Middle East. But Biden threatened Putin with some sanctions, and yesterday, after the invasion of Ukraine, after the invasion began, Biden had this to say about things.
No one expected the sanctions to prevent anything from happening.
Wait, what? No, I'm sorry, wait. No. Well, your vice president did, because she said they were a deterrent. They were all about deterrence. So somebody expected them to prevent.
So did your press secretary.
Yeah.
And so did some of your other mouthpieces.
You just can't get on the same page. They just can't. How is that possible? Do they ever meet and say, all right, what do we expect from these sanctions? Are these sanctions going to do anything? Are they working? Do we expect it to stop the invasion?
Why did we put them in place?
Why did we put them in
with?
place if we knew they weren't going to do anything?
I mean, that's the whole point behind them, or the whole point behind even just threatening them is that it's going to affect the outcome,
right,
or change it. It's just amazing. And of course, they met Pat a month or so ago.
Did they?
Yeah, a month or so ago they
Biden
met.
and Kamala.
And they
okay,
It
good.
was over.
Very good.
Can't remember what you said a month ago.
I feel really bad for Ukraine. Do I want American troops in Ukraine? Absolutely not.
Well, that's the thing, right?
But that's what they need in order to fight off this invasion. They need us.
Well, and we're sending more troops over there. And Biden said yesterday, right, there's not going to be any troops in Ukraine. Whether you believe that or not, you take that with whatever grain of salt you want.
He said 7,000 to Europe.
His deal was that we're not going to send troops to Ukraine. But if Putin continues on to go into a NATO country, then NATO is going to have to fight, and that's when our troops will be involved. And I don't know that I'm for that either. I would say no to that too, but we're going to have to.
Yeah, I don't know that I see him doing that, but we'll see. I wasn't certain of the Ukrainian invasion, and neither were the Ukrainians. If you remember, they were all saying this isn't going to happen.
I know.
They're not coming. What do you mean? No. They do this all the time. Relax. It's fine. This is what they do. And this
I know.
So this kind of took them by surprise, too, I think.
Yeah, me too.
And here it is, though. I mean, you don't mass 175,000 troops on the border to do nothing, usually. Usually.
Really?
Yeah, usually.
Unless
Are you a world leader now?
unless you're trying to get something that doesn't require an invasion. So that's why, now that there's an invasion, what is Putin after? I don't know. I just...
Yeah,
there's going to be a lot more to this when it's all said and done, and it's not just going to be a warm water port, I'm afraid.
Vice President Kamala Harris spoke about what's happening in Ukraine. Here she is.
Good.
So I know you all
Take the mask
all
off.
eyes around our country and the world are on Ukraine and Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and I want to be clear that
Be clear. Yeah, good.
we know and believe that this is a war of choice. It is unprovoked, it is unwarranted, and it is unjustified. As the president made clear from the beginning,
Take the mask off.
if Russia were to take aggressive action against Ukraine, our response would be swift and certain, and that is in fact what has occurred. Today, the president
Wow, and has it
outlined
ever been?
Wait.
the sanctions, which
see?
are going to have a direct impact on Russia's economy, both in terms of sanctions and in terms of export controls. The effect
Okay.
will be immediate.
So these sanctions
on
will
Russia,
work?
And we will continue, as we have from the very beginning, to
Right.
work with our allies and our
Okay.
partners around the world. We are
Sure.
unified
Yeah.
in our position on this and in our reaction to this unjustified, unprovoked attack on a sovereign nation.
That's powerful.
Thank you.
All right, there you go. See?
Is as good as Pixar yet.
Thank you.
On
I'm out.
top of it, see?
I still wonder why they always begin with "Let me be clear." What are you usually murky on this? Is this "Let you be clear"? Why would we stop you from being clear? Of course, we want you to be clear.
Just let me be clear.
Stupid. And then she spews a bunch of murky nonsense.
Through a mask.
Let me be clear. I'm saying absolutely nothing, but I'm babbling for about 2 minutes here. Okay?
That's it. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Incredible. It's really incredible.
My president, I want more question.
Off she slows.
Yeah.
Off she goes.
Off she goes. All right, let me tell you about Patriot Mobile. If the truckers have taught us anything, it's that we're infinitely more powerful when we stick together. Same goes for supporting businesses that believe in this country and your right to live free. That's why I'm proud to partner with Patriot Mobile, America's only Christian conservative cell phone provider, and want you to as well. What are you waiting for if you haven't switched yet? They offer broad nationwide coverage, same towers as the major carriers, so you get the same great nationwide coverage, plus the peace of mind that your money is supporting your right to free speech, among other things. Patriot Mobile has plans to fit any budget, and their 100% U.S.-based customer support team provides exceptional customer support. And what I like about the U.S.-based customer service teams is you can clearly understand them. You do let them be clear because they can speak English without, you not being able to understand them.
Really?
Which I hate that. I hate that when I call a company and they speak such broken English because, you're calling some center in India or Pakistan or wherever, and you can't understand what's being said. Mm-hmm. More importantly, Patriot Mobile shares your values and supports organizations fighting for religious freedom, constitutional rights, sanctity of life, and our veteran and first responder heroes. Go to patriotmobile.com/PAT or call 972-PATRIOT. Get free activation with the offer code PAT. Veterans and first responders save even more. So make the switch today. Support a company that loves America and supports your values. PatriotMobile.com/PAT. That's PatriotMobile.com/PAT or 972-PATRIOT.
Pat Gray.
So apparently, there are Russians who are not really thrilled about this. They are not appreciating this war of aggression that Putin is waging here. And there have been some protests in Moscow like this one.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people.
It is. And there
Especially
were
for
several
Russia.
of these protests, and they were promptly arrested.
Yeah.
Dragged away, kicking
Yeah.
and screaming, quite
Good.
literally.
We can't have that.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't want them out there speaking against Putin, do you? No, you don't want that.
No, you do not.
And now they're not.
I mean, is that any different than what happened in Canada?
Thank you. Thank you.
Is it any different at all? Not really.
Not really.
Not really.
Nope.
I will say though that Trudeau did stop the Emergency Powers Act
Yes,
or whatever
he did.
it's called up there.
And he unfroze the accounts.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess when
Nice.
when you see people taking their money out of Canadian banks en masse, it kind of encourages you to change course.
Yes. And he did at least.
Well, whatever. Yeah.
I don't know that Biden would. I don't under similar circumstances. I don't think he would.
I don't know.
But our leaders are, of course, behind the Ukrainians all the way. Speaker Nancy Pelosi talked about it yesterday, how strong
She's great.
her support was for
Really?
Ukraine. Yeah, check this out.
Some of the leadership of well, if you look at the map and you see Hungary and you see how it is
Hungary.
encircled,
That's
Russia,
embarrassing.
Belarus,
Right. Russia.
Crimea, which they
We're
have
really
taken
close to
over,
Hungary.
But it's still a danger now to Ukraine. And then
Oh,
you
there.
see
Now we're back to
Poland
Ukraine.
and Romania and all of those countries.
We got back there.
Just abutting. That's a Russian influence.
A budding.
If you look at Hungary.
So is Hungary on red alert now? Is that what? That's what I took away from that.
It's priceless.
Embarrassing. Man.
If you take a look at Hungary, you'll see that people there, it's really well named because there's a lot of Hungary people in Hungary. So,
Oh, that makes sense.
yeah.
Budding
Is that how that happens?
countries.
Yeah, that's how that happened.
So what happens when they get fed? Do they have to change their name?
Yeah, so far it hasn't happened. So
Oh, wow.
they've been okay
Okay.
for a long time now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bet they're always like upset and stuff because I know when I
I
haven't
bet
eaten
they
for
are.
a while.
I don't know why we don't see more protests in Hungary.
Right?
Because
Huh.
man, that's
They-
been a while.
Yeah.
But they're also surrounded, of
Yeah.
course, by Crimea and Belarus, and then you got Hungary right there between Belarus and Crimea.
Those are the budding countries,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. What an idiot. What stupid people we have in our government. And we wonder how we got to this place. Look at the morons who lead us. Absolutely moronic.
Well, she misspoke, Pat.
That happens all the time.
Yes.
She didn't misspeak. She thought for a minute that it was Hungary that was being attacked. Right? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And we got John Kerry on the other end of the political spectrum. On the other end of the stupidity spectrum, not political spectrum. But here's how stupid this guy is. This is a former Secretary of State. We've just had a major country invaded by another, what used to be a superpower, and that's what they're maybe trying to accomplish now is to get back to that level. But we've had loss of life like crazy in Ukraine. And listen to what John Kerry is concerned about.
I'm very concerned about Ukraine because of the people of Ukraine and because of the principles that are at risk in terms of international law and trying to change boundaries of international law by force.
Full stop.
I thought we lived in a world that had said no to that kind of activity.
Right. Yeah, I thought
I
so
hope
too.
diplomacy will win.
All right, so stop talking now.
Massive emissions consequences to the war, but equally importantly, you're going to lose people's focus. You're going to lose certainly big country attention because they will be diverted, and I think it could have a damaging impact. So, I think hopefully President Putin would realize
what are we talking
that
about
in the
here,
northern
John?
part of his country, they used to live on 66% of a nation that was over frozen land. Now it's thawing, and his infrastructure is
for
at
gosh
risk.
sakes.
And the people of Russia are at risk. And so I hope President Putin will help us to stay on track with respect to what we need to do for the climate.
I mean, that's his gig, though, right? I mean, he's the climate czar, so that's what he's worried about.
So shame on Putin on the losing focus.
There's people and they're losing freedom and whatever. But I hope they won't lose track of the climate change situation. That's what I hope.
So...
that's embarrassing.
So where are we so far on the stupidity scale? John Kerry worried about global warming results from the war, or Nancy Pelosi and the Hungary?
Well, he said he cared about the people.
Yeah.
He did. He said he
paid
was
lip
concerned
service.
About
He paid lip service to
about
the people.
Yeah, because the whole taking another country with force. He said
and then he spent more time talking about Putin and global warming
and how the frozen tundra in Russia is thawing.
Yeah.
If that's true, they're going to grow more food. Jeez.
But I love that.
Right.
I mean, of course, you've got the emissions from the war that, we're worried about the emissions from the war.
Yeah, the emissions.
We're going to lose. I mean, we will lose focus to your climate change.
How asinine is that? 66% of the country was under frozen turf. Was that good for them? How did that serve them in any way?
Right.
That was good. Now we're pissed off.
Yeah.
And we're really worried that it's warmed up a little bit and they have less frozen turf. Huh. You mean now they could maybe, I don't know, grow crops on that turf. Maybe they could, I don't know, feed cattle on that turf.
You could feed Hungary.
You could feed Hungary.
I mean, that would save an invasion of Turkey, because you'd hate to see Hungary cross over Romania and Bulgaria to get to some turkey.
And as much as we've spoken about...
Sorry, I had to look at the map for that one.
And as much as we've spoken about the warm weather port in Russia, he's concerned about the frozen tundra in Russia. That's why they really invaded Ukraine, is because 66% of their turf isn't frozen anymore.
Okay, so maybe that's going to help them have even more warm water ports. The more emissions you put in the air in a war.
Maybe.
I don't know. Now, it is hitting close to home. It's not just the politicians that have been talking about this. I mean, Joy Behar.
Don't tell me she was affected by this.
She's been affected greatly by this war.
We're still on that scale of stupidity.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
We're going down the road,
Big time. Here she is.
Estimates are 50,000 Ukrainians will be dead or wounded, and that this is going to start a humanitarian crisis, a refugee crisis in Europe. We're talking about 5 million people that are going to be displaced. I mean, it's heartbreaking to hear what is going to happen.
Well, I'm scared of what's going to happen in Western Europe, too. You know, you plan a trip, you want to go there. I want to go to Italy for 4 years. I haven't been able to make it because of the pandemic. And now this, it's like, what's going to happen there?
I don't know, you've been inconvenienced. Has this inconvenienced Joy Behar?
Oh, no.
Her Italian trip has been derailed again?
I don't think it has. She's just concerned that it might.
That's true. Well, she's tired. She's like, finally the pandemic is winding down. I'm able to go to restaurants without a mask, even though I tell everybody else to. and I want to go to Italy, damn it. For 4 years, I've been trying to go to Italy, and now these Ukrainians are dying because Putin's invading. So where are we now? Where are we now?
I better be able to go to Italy.
So where are we now? Is it Joy? Is it John Kerry or Nancy Pelosi?
Well, let's throw in another one.
Oh, wait, what?
Actress Anna Lynn McCord.
Oh, no, this is the one.
Who wrote a poem for Vladimir Putin.
This is the one.
She
Dear
gives us,
President
if I was your
Vladimir
mom.
Dear President Putin.
I'm so sorry that I was not your mother.
Look a little
If I
too
was your
young.
mother, you would have been so loved.
Well, that's what she was saying.
Held in
I
the
thought.
arms of joyous light. Never would the stories plight the world unfurled before our eyes, a pure demise of nations sitting peaceful under a night sky. If I was your mother, the world would have been warm. So much laughter and joy, and nothing would harm. I can't imagine the stain, the soul-stealing pain that the little boy you must have seen and believed, and the formulation of thought quickly taught that you lived in a cruel, unjust world.
Okay.
Is this why
there's more.
you now decide no one will get the best of you?
Yes, because you weren't his mother.
Is this why you do not hide nor away shy from taking back the world? Was it because so early in life all that strife racked your little body with fear? If I was your mother, if the world was cold, I'd have died to make you warm. I'd have died to protect you from the unjust, the violence, the terror, the uncertainty.
Oh, no.
I would have died to give you life.
And it
Oh,
goes
dear Mr. President Putin.
on and on.
If only I'd been your mother. Perhaps the torture of unwrit youth
So
would
weird.
not within your heart imbue a scription to such fealty against that world that you thought was so cruel.
I mean, I like this better
Perhaps
than
you would
Nancy
hold
Pelosi.
dear human life, and on this night, instead of Mother Russia,
I like this
call
better than
me,
John Kerry.
and I
know,
would set
they're
your
both pretty
mind quite free
embarrassing.
with the
All
love
of them.
that only
I like
a
this
mother
better
can
than Joy
give,
Behar.
and only a mother can take away.
You're just talking about the
When
sight
she doesn't
of it.
harm at bay
Right,
and
you're talking
leaves
about
her
the
void
visual.
with the
I'm trying to
promise
enjoy
of a
poetry,
man.
Oh,
That's your
sorry.
story, Mr.
Sorry.
President Putin. I can't imagine how it feels in your heart, but I know if I was your mother,
If you were
Yeah.
that would be a start
Right?
towards the awareness of what
what
a
a
powerful
powerful-
being of light you could be if your mind was only free from the violence you've seen when you were just 2 or 3. I cannot believe I was born too late.
B and
And it was
3
no
do
place
rhyme.
when
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
I
it was
loved
good.
You so.
He would have loved
Watched
that.
you play wherever you go.
Oh, again, just
She
go.
would've
Did
just
that
loved
go
him.
on for
I don't
like,
know how long
more
it went.
minutes?
Yes.
Thankfully,
Yeah, it goes on.
Thankfully,
Good heavens.
in its mercy, Twitter only allows videos to be 2 minutes and 20 seconds long. But the torture of unwrit youth. Have we not all been there?
Yeah.
That was the power line right there.
Yeah, that was powerful.
I mean,
yeah, I know what
I'm
know
a
what you
fan.
mean. We know what you mean. You're a fan of the video, but what's coming out of her mouth is so stupid.
it's just poetry.
That's just embarrassing.
It's just poetry.
Poetry.
Oh, this is not.
It sounded good, baby.
So
It sounded good.
So the American politicians and American celebrities already stepping up, huh? With
Yeah, they're stepping up. What have we ever seen her in? I don't know her from anything.
She's been in Nip Tuck. I remember her in Nip Tuck, though. That was one.
Oh,
that was a good show.
really?
That was a big guy show, though. So you probably
Big fat people watched
probably
it.
did watch
Only
it.
fat guys. Okay, all right. Here's a Ukrainian politician's plea to the rest of the world.
oh gosh,
Please save Ukrainian men, women, and children.
Helena, I can hear it in your voice. I mean, this is a.
Citizens, block Russia from SWIFT. I beg you, please save our people. Another dozen of people and maybe hundreds of people might be murdered tonight.
Heartbreaking.
Well, it's frightening.
It's really heartbreaking.
but Joy Behar can't go to Italy right now.
Right.
Well, she's concerned that she might not be able.
Might
to.
not be. Able
And
to
let's
go
not
to Italy.
forget Hungary, right in the middle of all this.
See?
Dang Hungary.
It's right there.
Pray
Right
for
there.
Ukraine. Pray
It's
for
right
Ukraine.
there. You
Budding
got
up.
Belarus, you got Hungary.
Pat Gray, the Blaze Radio Network.
Well, Russian troops have entered the capital city of Kiev already. I mean, they're not able to put up much of a defense, it seems. And so they're just rolling through that country. It's really a shame. Really sad.
That's really sad. I mean, I bet you they wish they'd have taken the helmets Germany offered them.
Right. The 5,000 helmets would have gone a long way towards stopping this invasion. And if only Annalyn What's-Her-Face, the actress, had been Vladimir Putin's mother. Man.
Wait, Vladimir Putin's what?
Mother.
Oh.
Her mother.
Thank you. That's what I was going for.
Let's see just a little bit of that at the very beginning. To remind ourselves of that beautiful poetry that...
Dear President Vladimir Putin.
Okay.
I'm so sorry that I was not your mother.
So
if I was your mother, you would have been
stupid.
That's just a point.
She
just cares.
She cares. She cares.
Never
Yeah,
would the stories plight the world unfurled before our eyes, a pure demise of nations sitting peaceful under the night sky. If I was your mother, the world would have been warm. So much laughter and joy. And
did she already have this poem and just kind of wedged Putin's name into it?
Maybe if I was your mother.
That's a good question.
It's possible.
I'll bet.
If I was your mother, yeah.
Okay. Well, she waited for the perfect occasion to whip that poem out.
Or she may have just thrown that slop together in 5 minutes and cut a video.
Either way.
That slop?
If I was your mother. Oh, man. I wrote a poem once.
You did?
If I were a carpenter.
Really?
And you were a lady. Would you marry me anyway?
You wrote that.
Would you have my baby? Yeah. And then I said, if a tinker were my trade, would you still find me? Carrying the pots I made, following behind me. Then I said something like, save my love through loneliness. Save my love for sorrow.
Was this to Vlad or...
Nobody in particular, really.
Okay.
I mean, no offense, Pat, but...
Something deep I was feeling that day.
Yeah, if I was your mother, kind of has you beat.
Hey, thank you.
Really? You think so?
I do think so.
Yeah, but you haven't heard all of my verses.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
What about if I worked my hands in wood? Would you still love me?
No.
No. What about if I were a miller at a mill wheel grinding?
No.
Would you miss your color box?
Only if you're a tinker.
And
then
your
I'm letting
soft
you in.
shoe shining?
If you're a tinker, I'm letting you in.
Okay, if I'm a tinker.
Yeah.
All right.
So wait a minute. The way to Jeffy's heart is if you're a tinker.
Yeah, if you're a tinker, you're
What the heck is a tinker?
I don't have any idea, frankly, what
Google,
a tinker
I
is.
don't know either.
Google,
but if you tell me you're a tinker, you're in.
Wait a minute. It's a person who travels from place to place mending metal utensils as a way of making a living.
I was just going to say that. I was just going to say that.
Why do you have to travel for that job? Doesn't
Didn't
that
want to be a show-off.
People come to you.
Yeah.
You don't just like, hey, I'm new in town. Anybody got utensils you need repaired?
Yeah, back then you did.
Back then.
They repaired utensils. Let's go ahead and buy some new utensils. Get some plastic ones. Maybe. Maybe.
Well, now you know the way to Jeffy's heart.
All right. Let me tell you about CBDistillery.
Repairing utensils.
CBDistillery.com. Over 2 million customers. CBDistillery is definitely the source I trust. When patients tell their doctors, and about 9 out of 10 do, that they use CBD for help with their health conditions, like their sleep problems, 90% of CBDistillery customers said they sleep better with CBD. Or there's nagging discomfort problems, like, you're sore, you're achy. 80% of customers said CBD helps with discomfort after physical activity. If you haven't discovered the power of CBD, you're missing out. Go to CBDistillery.com, where you order online with no prescription required, and enter PAT for 20% off. Again, enter PAT to get 20% off your purchase at CBDistillery.com. CBDistillery.com, not available in Idaho, Iowa, or South Dakota.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Jeez. So in Russia, the protesters may face treason charges.
You're going to bend the knee to Vlad, or you're going to be in prison.
Wow. Yeah, so what's wrong with Vlad Putin? Who is it that was... it was Tucker Carlson asking the question the other night on television. Why don't you like Vladimir Putin? I don't know. I can't think of too many things.
I can't either.
So, yeah. In fact, there are people saying that it's a fake invasion trying to cover for Vlad Putin because they have been singing his praises all this time. It's a fake invasion. Yeah. It smells fishy to some over at Newsmax. Yeah.
Does it?
Mm-hmm. So, fascinating.
Wow.
Yeah, they might have faked it. I don't know how you do that in this day and age.
Alex Jones working for Newsmax?
I heard it on the news. And I said it was ridiculous, man.
See? That's it. Meanwhile, some Democrat policymaker tweeted this after the invasion began. A lot of people in Ukraine crowding together inside. Only 35% of Ukrainians.
Yeah,
I can't even believe this.
Wait, what's the rest of the tweet say? Hold on, no, this is important. We need to know. We gotta know the news.
Okay, well they're crowding in together, so
because the bombs and all that good stuff.
What are you worried about? I'm worried about their vaccination process. Are they all vaccinated?
No.
Only 35% of Ukrainians have been vaccinated. Less than 2% have been boosted.
She's been ratioed into oblivion for that tweet.
Oh my gosh, how stupid can you be? There's another stupid Democrat.
Stupid.
That might take the cake right there. I don't know. It's pretty close. Pretty close between her, Pelosi, Biden, Harris.
They are.
They're Behar. Yeah. Oh, man. John Kerry and the climate change nonsense. So climate change and vaccination both squeezed into this invasion situation.
Yes, they did. If it's real.
If it's real. And we haven't figured that out yet.
Right.
I mean, we've got reporters over there with the rockets going off and exploding around them. You hear the gunfire in the background. It's unbelievable.
I've seen video of dead bodies. I mean, it's horrific.
Yeah. So I guess they're faking all that. You know, those are crisis actors. I don't know.
Now you know how it's played. Now you know how it's played, baby.
Yeah, it's a false flag operation because we're supposed to be looking over here when they're going to do something over there.
Exactly. All right. Do we have any idea what over there is going to be?
No, that's the whole point of the false flag. Yeah, because you don't expect that one now, do you?
No, I don't.
No, because you're focused on this. Instead of climate change or vaccinations.
Or where the tinker is.
Or what a tinker is, for that matter.
Or even what a tinker, right.
Just tell me you're a tinker, you're in. It's fine. Come on.
Wow.
Now, again, if I were a miller.
Oh, no, wait.
At a mill wheel grinding, then you wouldn't
maybe I think
invite me
about
in.
it, but
okay, but you're not as open.
I am not as open
to
as I am to
a miller as a tinker.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Glad we got that straight.
Wow.
I know what profession to choose after this one then. If I want to get in with you.
Ooh,
which I don't.
Choose the opposite.
Meanwhile, let's keep a close eye. What's China going to do now? Can you imagine? I mean, China is watching this whole thing. They've already made the arrangement with Russia. Okay, we'll stay out of yours if you stay out of ours. You support us, we'll support you. And they're seeing how the West is responding to this. Not at all. Right. We're not doing squat about it.
And Taiwan has already said that they have Chinese military in their airspace, right?
Waters, in their waters. Are you talking about recently?
Well,
because just 2 days ago, China moved at least one ship into Taiwanese waters, and you're talking about airspace,
yes. Which they violated many times, many times. But yeah, they moved the water thing. Which what is their surrounding international water limit? Is it 12 miles? I think ours is 12 miles. Yeah, you got Hungary, and then you got Taiwan. And then you got China right there. Yeah. And they're all sandwiched in together there in the China Sea area. Or is it the Black Sea area? I don't know. Whatever.
Now, Taiwan.
One of those seas.
Taiwan says that their waters stretch 6 kilometers out.
Oh, okay. That's what, 3.5 miles?
China's probably. Pat, is that you?
Oh, sorry. There's no way to tell.
Okay, so all right, so China has no way to know.
This invasion has me all messed up.
China has no way to know. Do I have to do this for you? How's China supposed
There's no
to
way to know. Yeah, right.
Right.
They've got a perfect excuse.
He's out for 1 day and he forgets the routine. So let's try this again. So Taiwan says, look, our waters stretch 6 kilometers off our coast.
Oh, well, then no wonder China's in their waters. There's no way for him to tell.
Thank you.
I don't know where they are.
Thank you. My goodness.
You put that in miles, and then China will they won't violate it, right?
But yeah, it's about 3.5 miles. Sure. You're not supposed to do that, man.
I think our limit is 12. Isn't it 12 miles?
Yeah,
I'll check for that.
Some claim water is much farther out than that.
Absolutely.
Much further out. But ours is fairly reasonable. It's about 12 miles, I think.
12 nautical miles.
Nautical.
So
Okay,
that's
so
about
again, no way to tell.
Now that one sucks.
Don't know.
Because it's the same
no
word.
idea.
Do you have a nautical tape measure?
I do, actually. It's 13.8 common miles. What is that?
Okay.
Somebody's got to explain, because
Okay.
that's one thing that's always escaped me.
It's
The
weird.
miles
Why
and
it's
nautical
different?
miles. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't
there you
know.
go.
I don't really know. Why is a nautical mile different? Well, somebody will call us and tell us.
All right.
Somebody in the Navy or whatever.
Because of the shore changing. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
or
know
the
what that
waves.
is.
That's not
Yeah.
bad. That's
I don't
not
know.
bad.
It could be.
Oh, okay, now I'm going to Google.
Could be.
What's a nautical mile?
So China, Biden administration is shutting down a Justice Department program that focused on countering Chinese espionage. Oh, good. Good. We don't want to counter Chinese espionage at this point, do we?
China's not an enemy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Following stumbles in a series of criminal cases and accusations that it amounted to racial profiling.
Oh, my
Oh,
gosh.
my God. Oh,
Your U.S. government at work. Who feels safe now?
jeez.
Wasn't it? It was just somebody from the Department of Justice or the FBI that said that they were overwhelmed with the spying that China was doing here in the United States.
But we don't need to reciprocate that.
Yeah. Do you know how many of the Chinese students that are going to college here in the United States are spies?
I mean, we have a U.S. congressman who's been taking care of business with this Chinese spy forever.
Or the Chinese spies that have infiltrated American corporations. I mean, it's everywhere. They're everywhere. And so we've closed down
That's smart.
our
right?
espionage program.
Yeah, we don't need to worry about China.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Like he just said,
Don't
China
worry
is our
about
friend.
it.
By the way, nautical
Everything's
miles, distance traveled through the water. Nautical miles slightly longer than a mile on land because it's based on the Earth's longitude, latitude coordinates. Okay?
I was just going to say
Figure that one out. Now, knots, on the other
show
hand, are used to measure speed. 1 knot equals 1 nautical mile per hour, roughly 1.15 statute.
So, yeah, knots are actually faster than miles per hour. Then, all right, let me tell you about ScoreMaster. The 3-week rule may be the best financial advice ever. What is it? Well, you wait 3 weeks to buy a new car, you wait 3 weeks to refi your mortgage, and you wait 3 weeks to finance any major purchase. Why 3 weeks? Well, that's how fast the average ScoreMaster user takes to boost his or her credit score an average of 61 points. And 61 points added to your credit score can save you tens of thousands of dollars on everything that we finance. ScoreMaster technology was developed by credit data scientists to boost your credit score higher and faster than you thought possible. ScoreMaster is really easy to sign up for. It takes about a minute, maybe, to get started, and you don't have to wait months for your best credit score. Like we just said, in about 3 weeks, you can raise it by 61 points on average. Try ScoreMaster for free. See how many plus points you can add to your credit score. Go to ScoreMaster.com/Pat. That's ScoreMaster.com/Pat.
Pat Gray, Unleashed.
Oh, man. So the death toll climbing in Ukraine as Russia really bears down, and they're bearing down on the capital city of Kiev now.
And we have the Taliban is calling on Russia and Ukraine to resolve the crisis through dialogue and peaceful means. So that's
Are they
good.
really?
Yeah,
What
that's
a
good.
clown world,
that's,
man.
That's helpful. So now the Taliban.
Hey, the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan is closely monitoring the situation in Ukraine and expressed
Well, now I feel
concern
better.
about the real possibility of civilian casualties. So
They're concerned
They're
about
concerned.
civilian casualties.
I can't take it. I just can't take this.
That is amazing. How many civilians do they have left in Afghanistan? Like 6?
They're concerned, though.
Oh, man.
Just because you only have 6 doesn't mean you can't be concerned.
You're right. You're right, Jeff.
Okay.
All right. What a world. What a world. Telling you, that's got to be the center square on our first bingo game because, jeez, And by the way, that's going to start up pretty soon. We don't know the date yet, do we? But we're getting some of the things together now. I do believe.
Yeah, it's happening. I'll get back to you on the date. I got to do some math.
We're going to do the codes like we did last year, so it works a lot better.
Since I got to do a math on it.
We just give you a code and you put that in, and then we send it to you, and it's great. Works that way.
Jeffy, what's that look? There?
No, I have no look.
I mean, there was a look.
There was a look.
I picked up on a look.
And noticed the look.
And I would like to hear what words go along with the look.
You're not going to get the words with the look.
Not on the air.
And before we end the hour, let me tell you about Preborn, because Preborn is fighting for babies to be born alive. And they've been doing this for some time now. And they are the main competition to like Planned Parenthood, who's an abortion factory. And they're trying to stop the slaughter of babies. Quite honestly, it's 63 million who have been aborted in the United States alone. It's, I think, 1.2 billion worldwide.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It's unbelievable.
Last time we looked up the numbers, it was incredible.
Help us save as many babies as possible this year with Preborn. They partnered with us at Blaze Media. And what they do is provide free ultrasounds to women considering abortion. When they see the baby, when they hear the heartbeat, 80% of the time they choose life. Because after you see that and you realize what's growing inside of you, it makes it really hard then to end that life. So if you can afford it, $28 can buy one ultrasound for a woman. $28 can save a life. $140 sponsorship gives 5 babies a chance at life. All gifts are tax deductible. So if you can help us to donate, dial 250 and say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, say baby, or go to preborn.com/Pat. That's preborn.com/Pat. More Pat Gray Unleashed. We got to tell you all about Justin Trudeau and the adventures going on in Canada. That is coming up in just a minute. Welcome. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We found out some fascinating things from, I guess, Twitter. Are some of these theories emanating from Twitter?
Okay, so...
Well, they're emanating from humans around the globe.
Yeah, these are theories to maybe why
We're going to
Putin...
go through these?
Why not?
Yeah.
Okay. Why not? I mean, they're all theories, of course.
There we
We
go.
don't know.
We have no idea.
Obviously, there's the main theories that have always circulated is that Putin wants warm weather ports. Mm-hmm. And and that's one of the reasons he's trying to get to the Black Sea.
Ukraine has been part of Russia all along, and he wants it back. And
there's the heritage of Russian heritage in Ukraine, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
There's some other more titillating theories that are circulating, and again, these are just theories.
Okay, so one of them is, what was it, Jeffy? Bitcoin?
Yeah, they have big Bitcoin mines.
Mining.
And he, wants to,
Why is Ukraine a hot spot for that? Any idea?
I guess they have extra plugs, strip plugs
that
you can plug in. And
and they're the European plugs.
You need a lot of power.
And that's why our computers don't work in them, because we don't have, they're not compatible.
Correct.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's another one?
What was the other one, Jeffy? It was
the actual mining. Right?
Mining.
You have the mining for Bitcoin and other coins.
Okay.
Other cryptos.
The other
and then actual mining
is
which,
for precious metals.
If you take over a country, whatever they are doing is yours, right? I mean,
I guess
while you're taking it over.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Let's see. The other one was the theory is that there's a lot of weapons or facilities there.
Biotesting facilities.
Biotesting, thank you.
Right.
And I haven't confirmed this, that the U.S. is involved with Ukraine, and Russia wants to go there and see, take over whatever the heck we're working on. I don't know. That's another theory out there.
Yeah, the biotesting. And then the Biden information.
They want to know,
with Hunter and Joe.
Could you take down the
Ukraine.
United States by embarrassing Joe Biden with whatever materials?
Well, I don't think you could take down the United States, but maybe you take down Biden.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
You're not taking down the United States.
No, we're doing that ourselves.
Yeah.
We're not outsourcing that.
Yeah. Nobody can do that to us but us. And we're doing a really good job.
We seem to be.
Yeah.
We do seem to be.
Okay, well, that's an interesting theory.
I feel like there was another one, too.
I think Corby had a theory.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Corby, what was your theory on why Russia is invading Ukraine?
Neon.
What is wait.
Ukraine's a big neon
what is it?
capital.
The 1980s called.
They want their discotheque lighting back.
I mean, neon is a big deal, right?
Neon
90% of the neon in the world is produced in Ukraine.
That's an incredible stat.
That is.
Yeah.
So wait a minute.
I mean, there's a lot of places. I know we joke around about.
Wait a minute.
The 80s called and want their neon back. But there's plenty of neon signs.
So when you're digging
around
for
the
neon,
globe.
is it just like does it just glow up from the earth? Like,
Yes.
oh look, there's
Yes.
it is neon green.
Exactly
oh yeah, well I found neon pink over here.
It's exactly what happens. It's weird. You nailed it like that.
Thank you. I mean, where are you going to get this kind of analysis?
Do you get neon from the earth, or do you grow like neon trees or whatever?
Yeah, neon
I'm not
trees.
sure.
Yeah, it's totally neon trees.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't want to embarrass you here, but it's kind of like a vine.
Isn't that the name of a rock
But it's
band?
the tree.
The Neon Trees.
That's
I mean,
a-
it literally is.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is.
It's not the screaming
It is.
trees?
No, it's the neon trees.
okay.
I mean, there might be screaming
There are
trees too,
screaming
but there
trees.
are neon
So,
trees.
Keith, I just want you to know that you did embarrass me.
I'm so sorry.
I didn't realize
See, I wasn't
that it
going
was
for
the
that
neon
angle.
vines.
Well, it's a vine. I mean, it's a small tree. I'm gonna stop. So, so how is neon like
Gotta be
raw
mined, right?
material,
It's gotta
right?
be earth.
And look at this. Okay, Ukraine makes more than 90% of the high-grade neon in gas phase lasers used to make chips produced by U.S. semiconductor companies. So it's a little bit different neon situation. The gas is a byproduct of Russian steel manufacturing, which is purified in Ukraine. So neon prices soared, of course, during the Russia-Ukraine conflict in 2014. I would imagine that's going to happen again. There you go. So neon and palladium needed for chips. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
And that
Yes,
could
it
screw
is.
things up
Big time.
for other countries in this war.
So now you want me to believe that you were not talking about my neon sign.
Yes, I do want you
That's
to believe
what you
that.
want me to believe.
Yes.
So I guess
Well,
a lot of the
actually,
concern is
Whatever.
is this going to be just the first of former Soviet republics to fall? Is that what
be.
the aim of Putin is?
I don't know.
here
Yeah, is he trying to
reunify?
get the band back together for the Soviet
and
Union?
that's the problem, right? Because if that's the case, now we're talking about getting U.S. troops involved, and I
Well, you
have
will
a real
at that point.
issue with that.
You will at that point.
I mean, now we're talking an actual world war.
My youngest daughter, who lives in Utah, was all freaked out last night and called me
I don't
because
blame
she's, worried about this spreading, and then us getting involved.
Yeah.
And then somebody put it in her head that she could be drafted, and I'm like, honey, you can't be drafted. You're not even signed up for selective service because you're a girl.
Plus you're a girl.
So, A, we don't have a draft
yet,
and nobody's calling for it. B, you're a girl and you're not signed up for selective service.
Okay.
And C, I still kind of doubt this is going to spread to the other former Soviet satellites. But if it does, it will be a problem.
D, I got to go make your husband dinner. Thanks
Right.
for calling me.
She's
Okay?
not married yet, but thank you.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But my point, also, remember we talked off the air. My doc, the one doc I went to, one of my medical professionals that I wouldn't go and see.
One of the many.
She was telling me.
Now, is this for the syphilis or is this?
Don't consider.
Okay,
HIPAA
I won't.
laws.
All right.
HIPAA
Sorry.
laws, I can't.
Apologize.
Okay. She was telling me that she was, she served in the Navy, and she said she got a call asking, "Hey, want to come back?" And she was like, "No."
Did she ask why you want a late 30s, early 40s mother
She
coming
just said
back to
they were making the rounds, going back to everybody.
How weird! Wow.
And she's out.
Are they that hard up for recruiting?
She's out of the window of being made to come back.
Right.
And she's medical, right? So she's not, but it's still, if they're making the rounds to all the people that have been out.
Interesting.
What is going on?
So if I'm reading this correctly, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, 3 former Soviet
Are they
socialist
right there by
republics.
Hungary?
Right next to Hungary. Yeah, they're part of the member countries of NATO. That you attack one, you attack all. So
Yeah.
Supposedly.
So in other words, that's
wink,
where
wink.
Right, that's what I mean. Right.
Wink, wink. Hey, we're right there for you, Estonia. You bet. You bet we're coming for you.
Okay, so
If we're not there,
just get started
Keep going.
without us.
Keep going.
Yeah. We'll send you a couple of Big Macs so that you don't get hungry.
Okay, but let's take what I just said and join it with what you were talking about a potential draft. If you are the father of an 18-year-old boy
Male.
right now, a
Yeah.
male, And, well, wait a minute. Hold on. How do we define that anymore? Maybe there's a loophole. But anyhow.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
Thank you.
It is ma'am.
If there is a draft right now for this conflict.
Can you identify as a woman?
No, okay.
That's not your question?
Okay, no,
that is your question. That's not your question. Okay. All right.
I mean, first of all, you can identify
But first of all, you probably can.
You can identify as a woman.
I'm sorry, I'm a woman. I don't have to sign up for selective service.
This may become a thing, but that's not even what my point was going to be.
That's better than you can't go. You're not going to be able to go to Canada anymore. But go ahead.
Oh my gosh, that's a. I mean, it doesn't end. So our society's unraveling, and it's illustrated by this conversation. But if you are the dad of an 18-year-old male, and the draft begins, and this conflict in its present state is going on, are you going to let your son go fight in this conflict?
Well, you can't stop it if they reinstitute the draft.
Okay.
Not legally, anyway.
Really? Okay. Well, I know a guy who was a former U.S. president who avoided the draft, and he worked out just fine. So I'm just saying.
Did he?
Do you want?
Did he work out just fine?
For himself, it did. For his own life, Bill Clinton's life, kush.
Yeah. No doubt.
I'm just saying. Are you going to allow your kid to go to this war?
I mean, really, he married Hillary, so it didn't work out
karma
that well.
came
Did
back.
not work out well.
Good point.
I mean, I know the rest. There were surrounding areas that were cush.
They were like,
there was still
my gosh,
Hillary.
you married Hillary? All right, never mind.
I know.
You know what?
Your draft number is 17 million.
You just blew my point out of the water, man.
All right, let me tell you about Omega XL. You know, there's 360 joints from your neck down each vertebrae in your back to your arms, hips, knees, and feet. 360. So there's a lot of places that take a beating just with, your activity in life and aging. And so those joints can become painful sometimes. That's why I take Omega XL. It's because of the science. When we're young, our bodies produce SPMs, nature's way of keeping your joints healthy. But as we age, we don't produce enough of them. And that's why the inflammation sinks in and starts to cause you pain. Omega XL can restore your SPMs, rejuvenate those joints and muscles, and then you can move again like when you were younger. Omega XL. Go to OmegaXL.com/Pat. You buy your first bottle, they'll throw in a second one for free. OmegaXL.com/Pat or 800-844-4888.
It's Pat Gray Unleashed on the Blaze.
So even with all this Ukraine stuff going on, we're supposed to get new CDC guidelines today, right?
Are we?
With new updates on mask wearing and
I bet they don't drop the mask thing. Do you think they will?
She was saying.
Are they making noise like they're going to?
A week or so ago that they were looking at it.
I hope so.
So the FAA deadline right now is through March 18th for masks on flights. Is this part of what you're referring to that might get tinkered with?
Well, if the CDC drops their mask mandates, right, then Biden will be able to say that he can let the airlines go
just
at the
in
State
time
of the Union,
for his
right?
Tuesday night speech. Yeah.
You still planning your Disney thing in November? Because maybe by then, you won't have to do the mask at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Because right now they're saying that if you're vaccinated, then you don't have to wear the mask in the park.
Right.
Okay.
What?
Oh, yeah.
They just started
They just did that.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. We just talked about that the other day.
Vote by like a week.
Of course, I'm not vaccinated, so it wouldn't help me. But I could have said.
To quote Jeffy, aren't you? I mean, you show up there. What are they going to do?
I don't expect.
I don't know.
expect you to lie.
That's right.
That's right. About something as important as that.
Well, thank you for having high expectations of me, Jeffy. Thank you.
Got awful quiet over there.
I'm not gonna commit one way or the other. But,
yeah, I wonder, is that the honor system? I got to look that up. The new Disney policy.
I doubt it. They probably want to see documentation.
You're gonna have to show documentation.
I mean, it's Disney. Absolutely. They're pretty stringent about the things they do.
Okay. So let's say you're not vaccinated. You show up at the gate wearing your mask, and they're like, "Okay, go have fun." So now you get 10 feet from the gate. You rip it off. Or are they going to put a badge on you or something?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Is that what we're going to do?
Disney will come and drag you to the tunnels and shoot you dead.
They were really militant about your mask as soon as you got into line and the line came into any sort of kind of enclosed area.
Sir, put your mask back on, please. Sir, your mask. Sir, please put your mask on.
Shut up. Thought this was the happiest place on earth. I thought you employees were supposed to treat customers like gold. What do you mean telling me to put
We are
my
treating
mask?
you like gold,
Except
sir.
they're not.
It's for your own safety.
And the safety of others.
Is it? Yeah. Okay. All right. That's great. All right. Justin Trudeau has ended the Emergency Powers Act. I think we mentioned that.
Yeah.
Here's the turd now talking about it.
Today, after careful consideration, we're ready to confirm that the situation is no longer an emergency.
Oh, good.
Therefore, the federal government will be ending the use of the Emergencies Act.
Oh, wow.
We are confident that existing laws and bylaws are now sufficient to keep people safe. Of course,
Nobody
we'll
was
continue to be
imperiled
there to support
during that
provincial and
protest.
local authorities if and when needed.
Keep people safe.
And I want to
Shut up.
reassure Canadians. Law enforcement agencies are prepared to deal with anyone engaging in unlawful or dangerous activities.
Good for you,
Police
turd.
officers will continue to be there to protect our streets and neighborhoods within their jurisdictions.
Okay. I can't take it anymore. Of course, he was done anyway, so.
So that's the whole thing, right? The Canadian banks were seeing money leave their country, and it was time to. And also, there's a thought that he was about to lose a no confidence vote or something along that line. I don't understand the parliamentary system, but again, whatever the motivation, he's rescinded the emergency orders. But I mean, the mandates still stay in place.
They do.
So
There were some of the provinces or whatever they're called had dropped a bunch of their mandates right during the protests.
Yeah, some did.
So yeah,
in the West especially.
Yeah, so I mean they did make a little bit of a dent.
Yeah, well,
with their protests.
Yeah, I guess they did.
As long as he's still in power, it's an unacceptable
Well,
conclusion.
I don't know that they were asking for that though. Right?
No, I don't know.
Not officially.
Yeah.
But it would probably have to not be him in office.
I understand,
in order for
darn the luck if he leaves, but I don't think that was a specific thing that they were asking for. And we have our Freedom Convoy or whatever it's called starting here, right?
Yeah.
Going to D.C. and they got the fencing up around the Capitol, and they talked about choking Washington D.C. like a cobra with the semis.
Oh, nice.
I mean,
that wouldn't take much. Washington D.C.'s already choked with traffic. It wouldn't take many trucks to put us, bring that to a full stop.
I feel like we should not do that. They're going to get a bad rap for that. I mean, they should go with the chewing the fat Jeff Fisher plan, which would be just take days off, stop delivering, and just hashtag truck off. And you can just then make a point of not delivering.
Hashtag truck
off. Truck off,
okay.
man.
I mean, either that or park it.
Dude.
I mean, I see
No, truck off.
I see truck off.
Joe Biden. Truck off.
Okay, now we're there.
DC.
Truck off, Brandon.
Truck off mandates. Truck off. You're welcome, by the way.
Okay.
I don't think anybody said thank you for that.
No, well,
I didn't hear
heard
one.
them.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those voices in your head don't count.
Here, for you, Jeffy.
Thank you.
Truck off.
That was for you, Jeffy. But the fascism continues. The mandate's still in place in Canada, and they're now denying bail to the organizer of the Freedom Convoy. They are threatening her with 10 years in prison. 10 years in prison? Really? For organizing a protest. Now, you might remember again, and we've mentioned this several times, it was Justin Trudeau who took a knee for the BLM rioting going on all summer long in the United States, but he thought that was great. That was fantastic. You're talking about the safety and well-being of your people. How about the burning down of cities in America by these people that you took a knee with, douchebag? It's unconscionable, these leaders and their priorities. It's really unbelievable. If you're trying to sell your home, you know what a challenge that can be and how stressful it can be. From the first minute that you list it, all you want is for that thing to sell. You want that offer to come in. It's, $8 $80,000 above asking price, $100,000 above asking price.
I want it sold as I'm walking out to put the for sale sign up.
And you hear all these, I've been hearing all these things from friends that live around us. Yeah, we sold our house in 15 minutes. Oh, good. Okay, great. Wow. Yeah, and we got triple the asking price. Oh, that's awesome. Shut up.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. I mean, things were really rolling last year. I don't know if they still are, but you need a realtor to help you through this process, because somebody with experience that can give you the advice you need to sell your house quickly and for the most amount of money, or if you're buying, that you can get the most home for your money. So go to Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name really says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com. Welcome. Great to have you with us. Kmart. The chain that was hugely... my mom loved Kmart.
Blue Light Specials, baby.
She was so loyal to Kmart. She was so pissed when Walmart came to the mean streets of Helena. Because Kmart was there for years and years before Walmart did. But
I loved it. There was still a Kmart in Pennsylvania when we lived in Pennsylvania. When we were working in Manhattan.
Yeah.
There was still a Kmart next to a Sam's Club in our neck of the woods that we used to go to from time to time.
They've been gone in Texas for I don't know how long.
Yeah, a long time.
12 years or something. I mean, a long time. We haven't had a single Kmart.
Any Kmarts, yeah.
In all of Texas.
Are there any left now?
They're down to 4.
Oh, okay.
4.
Are they
out of 2,400 at one point?
Yeah.
2,400 in the United States.
Yeah.
Now they've got 4.
Are they still part of the? Are they independent Kmarts, or are they part of the Kmart family? Are they still part of the Kmart family?
I didn't dig that deeply into it to find out if they're franchised or corporate owned. I didn't really.
Okay, I was just wondering.
I didn't know.
I was just wondering.
So.
I don't want
Where are the 4?
Let's see. The once retail giant recently announced closing 2 more locations, leaving just 2 in New Jersey, 1 on Long Island, and 1 in Miami.
Oh, wow.
That is something else, isn't it? I guess they do really well in Australia. So they got a bunch of stores in Australia. But for some reason, they just got wiped out here, by Kmart and Target.
Walmart. Or by Walmart and Target.
Yeah, Walmart. Walmart and Target wiped out Kmart.
Yeah.
It was, I guess, in 2005. The 90s was their heyday, but in 2005 they hit $49 billion in revenue. That's down to $3.26 billion in 2020. I'm surprised they're in the billions, though.
I know.
That must be Australia that's bringing in that kind of money for them.
Oh, you sure it's not the Miami market?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. That's an American icon.
Boy, no kidding.
It's kind of interesting.
It most definitely was, man.
Pretty well gone now. But that's happened before. What was the dime stores? What were those called?
Oh, the Woolworths?
Woolworth. Yeah. Woolworth.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually had a Woolworth on the mean streets in downtown Helena. And
my grandfather
it went out of business, I think, in the late 70s, mid to late. Yeah, your grandfather
used to tell me about the Woolworths.
Sure. Okay.
I don't recall the stores.
You don't recall ever going to a Woolworth?
I've seen pictures.
Yeah, have you?
Photographs, yeah.
Mm-hmm. In the old-timey days of the 70s? Yeah. I'm glad your grandpa brought you up to speed on those, though.
He did.
That's great.
I believe I've been inside a Woolworth, I think, as a little kid.
Oh, I definitely have. They used to have, they used to print out the top 40, and then they'd have all the singles there in the top 40 that you could buy. And I never had any money to buy them, but I always looked at the...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What was that? Awesome. Montgomery Ward's? Montgomery Ward's, right?
I don't know if I had Montgomery Ward in Helena. The mean streets. I think
Sears too.
Sears Bullet Ridden. I think they probably closed
a lot of companies would avoid that area.
Yes. And Sears.
Right. Yeah.
Holy cow.
Sears
gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are there any Sears left? Not very many.
Not very many.
And didn't Sears or buy Kmart or vice versa, one of the two? Aren't they kind of the same company?
Yeah, they used to be.
Yeah.
They failed together, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's see.
Crazy.
How many Sears
Penny's.
stores are left? Let's see here. And okay, there's here we go. Hold on. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 Sears stores.
Oh my
remain.
gosh.
Yeah.
California,
Really?
Florida predominantly.
That's really something. Wow. All right, 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. All right, we have some thoughts on the dumbest Ukraine take from the show today. Is it from Nancy Pelosi with the Hungary thing?
I like
You
that
know,
one. That's
Hungary
good.
is right in the middle of
budding.
Belarus and Crimea.
Would it take
and,
too long to play all these, or do you want to just try to explain them?
We can play them again.
Okay.
Oh, man.
So here's Nancy Pelosi talking about what's going on in Hungary right now.
Some of the leadership of well, if you look at the map and you see Hungary,
and you see
and
Hungary.
you see how it is encircled, Russia,
Yeah.
Belarus,
Right.
Crimea, which they have taken over, but it's still a danger now to Ukraine.
Right.
And then you see
that you got
Poland
Ukraine
and
right,
Romania
finally.
and all of
Her
those
brain had a little
countries
spark there at the
just
end.
abutting.
Okay.
That's a Russian
So there's
influence.
that one.
Okay, so there's that. Then we got John Kerry with the global warming that we're really concerned about now.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We hope we don't lose focus.
I hope diplomacy will win, but massive emissions consequences to the war. But equally importantly, you're going to lose people's focus. You're going to lose
we don't want that.
Certainly big country attention.
Certainly
because they will be
big
diverted.
country attention.
And I think it could have a damaging impact. So, I think hopefully President Putin would realize that in the northern part of his country, they used to live on 66% of a nation that was over frozen land.
Yeah, frozen
now
land.
It's thawing.
Now
and
it's
his
thawing.
infrastructure is at risk.
We don't want that.
And the people of Russia are at risk. And so I hope President Putin will help us to stay on
Me
track
too.
with respect to
I
what
love
we
the look
need
on
to
her
do
face through
for
the
the
interview.
climate.
Like this,
For the
this is
climate.
dumb.
This is really happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're really complaining about the fact that in the northern region, the 66% of their land was frozen and now it's thawing out. There's a possibility that Russia could grow food up there now. And you don't want an excess of food in a nation. The food stocks have to be replenished.
Okay.
Or people will poison them. You'll wind up with poisoned
Yes,
food
you
stocks.
don't want that. No one wants that. No one.
Is it really a bad thing? Let's say Siberia became warm. Would that be a horrible tragedy for Russia?
I feel like the answer is no.
I feel like the answer is definitely no. No, I don't think so. But now, if the Earth increases in temperature 5 or 10 degrees or something, but that's not happening. 0.9 in 100 years, 0.9 degrees Fahrenheit or Celsius in 100 years is not. It's a good thing, is what it is. It's certainly not a catastrophic thing, and it actually helps grow food. And that's even admitted by many of these global warming alarmists.
It was in the negative 30s just a couple of days ago in the northern reaches of this country.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and it's been dang cold here, which is why we weren't on the air yesterday.
Well, it wasn't the cold that kept us from coming.
It was the ice.
It was
It was the ice because of the cold.
But just imagine, Pat, without global warming, it would have been negative,
Well,
60?
it could have been 1,000 below.
Could have been.
Could have been 1,000 degrees below
You know
zero.
what? If the Earth didn't do what the Earth
if it
does,
right, then it'd be
then-
200 degrees warmer right now. 200 degrees.
And we wouldn't like that.
So the temperature, instead of being 28, it would be 228 degrees right now. That's too much. That's too warm. So thank goodness the Earth does function the way it functions, and the oceans absorb 90% of the heat.
That was the thing. If the oceans did, if the oceans didn't do what the oceans do,
Right. If the Earth didn't orbit as the third planet from the sun, but rather the first, like Mercury, there'd be no life on this planet.
Dead.
Yeah.
All right, so dumbest Ukraine take.
Okay, yeah,
Nancy
back to dumbest.
Pelosi, John Kerry, and who's next?
Joy Behar.
Okay, here
Here
we go.
she is.
Oh yeah.
Estimates are 50,000 Ukrainians will be dead or wounded, and that this is going to start a humanitarian crisis, a refugee crisis in Europe. We're talking about 5 million people that are going to be displaced. I mean, it's heartbreaking to hear what is going to happen.
Well, I'm scared of what's going to happen in Western Europe, too.
Yeah.
You know, you plan a trip, you want to go there. I want to go to Italy for 4 years. I haven't been able to make it because of the pandemic. And now this, you know. It's
now
like,
this.
What's going to happen there?
Damn it.
Yeah.
If they stop my Italy trip.
First COVID and now Putin. Oh, I just want to go to Italy.
Sure, 50,000 Ukrainians are going to die, but what if I can't go to Italy for the 4th straight year?
I'm worried too.
I'm worried too. I want to go to Italy. Dang it.
Okay.
That's incredible. Or is it Annalyn McCord
All
and
right.
her beautiful poem for Vladimir Putin?
Let's see.
Dear President Vladimir Putin, I'm so sorry that I was not your mother. If I was your mother, you would have been so loved, held in the arms
It's a
of
little late,
joyous
Putin.
light.
Little late.
Never would the stories plight the world unfurled before our eyes, a pure demise of nations sitting peaceful under a night sky. If I was your mother,
Okay.
the world would have been warm.
All right. We're not going to
So
sit
much
through this
laughter
again, are
and
we?
joy, and nothing would harm. I
It's better,
can't
actually.
imagine
Maybe
the
it could have been his
stain,
girlfriend,
the
though.
soul-stealing pain
She couldn't be
that
his
the little
mother.
boy knew would
She
seen
could.
everything.
All right, are we
I'm
good?
guessing she could be his. All right, we got it.
Vlad would take care of that.
Yes, he would. I think he would enjoy her as his
Absolutely.
girlfriend,
Okay,
and
so-
maybe she calmed
She'd
him
have-
down a little
and
bit.
I guarantee she'd
It's
have a
possible.
pretty good life under Vlad.
So at Pat Unleashed on Twitter, we've posted this poll with those 4 options, and bringing up the rear is Nancy Pelosi with 6%.
What?
Saying that that
They
was
better not. They better not put the.
third
My
place
just may.
is
It just
Annalyn
may.
McCord.
Oh,
She's
darn
at
it.
12%. 12%.
All right.
All right.
Third place, Joy Behar with her Italy trip, and that's at 21%. Far and away in the lead is John Kerry.
John
talking about
Kerry.
60% saying
But
that's
Nancy
the dumbest take.
Pelosi is behind my poem.
Yeah,
Stop it.
as far as dumbest take.
Stop it.
As far as dumbest. So wait a minute, your poem you're saying is more dumb than Nancy's
No, it's
take?
less dumb.
No, the poll is dumbest take on Ukraine from today's Pat Unleashed show. So the dumbest take is John Kerry. The second dumbest is Joy Behar.
They're saying
The
that,
third
they're saying
dumbest-
that Nancy Pelosi is less dumb than her.
Yeah,
No, it's more.
It's more dumb
Wait,
than her.
No,
it is.
No,
No, you're
it's
right.
less dumb.
You got me confused.
I know
Keith.
I'm lost, man.
Yeah.
Jeffy did this. Jeffy confused us.
Don't
Don't.
Don't what?
Annalyn
Don't-
McCord.
Yeah.
Don't be messing with her poem, okay?
So you're saying that she should be in last place?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the point.
She should be in last place. Is your point?
From those 4.
You agree John
It's
Kerry
not
is
that
the
difficult.
dumbest take? Or Joy Behar?
Either one of those 3 can be the
that's where
dumbest.
I was
neck
really
and neck.
I was tough on that
Yes.
choice.
All right. Now again, if I were a carpenter though,
No, but see, no.
and you were a lady, would you marry me anyway? And would you have my baby?
He's talking
If I
to you.
were a lady. If I were a lady.
Right.
Oh, you've been a lady
yes
before.
Is the answer. I had too many times. Too many times.
Now, if I were a miller, let's say,
yeah.
and I'm at a mill wheel grind,
Covered this.
We
bit
already
now.
told him.
then you wouldn't.
No,
Okay.
he's already
I
told
like-
you what he
I
would
do
go
not
for
like
with you.
mill wheel grinders. Okay.
But the tinker thing,
Thinkers.
The
you're on
tinkers.
that. All right.
Oh yeah.
That's where we still stand. That's where we still stand.
Coming on in.
Okay. If someone asks you how you're doing,
Uh-huh.
How
you
you
can make
doing?
small talk, or you could possibly react like this guy,
Oh, okay.
as we've talked about many times on the whole small talk thing.
Are you making small talk? Are
This
you really
poor guy,
concerned?
right?
Clip 15.
And it goes a little something
Watch this.
like this.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
You want my honest answer?
Yeah, sure.
There you go. You could try that.
There you go.
It's a little icebreaker there
My
for you.
honest answer. Apparently, the day's not going well.
That's funny. They're a Subway worker.
Wow.
That's funny. Make my sandwich. Take my order.
Let me eat!
Thank you.
Okay.
It's cute though.
It's cute. All right,
yeah.
good. I'm glad you thought it was cute.
Also, here's another cute video with this reporter embarrassed by his mom.
No.
And this is
Is it because of the...
no, 18.
Uh-oh, wait, he's trying to do a TV news hit here. What's up?
This is my mom. Hold on.
Hold on. My mom.
Hi, baby.
I'm trying to work right now. You over there calling my phone. This is D'Angelo. You can say hi. And don't be holding up traffic because you got cars behind you.
He introduces his mom to his coworker. That's great.
It's a little bit like the Geico commercial with the guy that holds the sign and his dad showing up.
Yeah. But one of your audience members pointed out, if you could play that, just play the beginning again there, Mark, is that the mom is going the other way. Look, she does a U-turn. Look at this.
Oh.
She's a U-turn to come see her baby. I love that. Okay.
It's great.
See my mom totally doing that, by the way.
That's kind of fun. Google Maps users were baffled because they found a child stuck in a bin.
This is so... Because, the Google Earth thing catches random things happening in the world.
We've all seen, we have
all sorts of weird things.
Google Earth from our houses that we don't live at anymore, but our cars are still parked in the driveway. Stuff like that. Before it's been updated.
And sometimes it catches interesting things, like at this kid.
This kid in the garbage can.
Yeah.
And there it is.
Look at that kid. I'm
Look
not
at him.
a kid in a garbage can.
There.
What is...
Man, do I wish that kid was in a garbage can from time to time. I'll tell you that.
So Rob had to leave early.
Oh, so we don't have the kid in the garbage can.
Mark can't find the
kid
in the garbage can.
All right.
What are some interesting things? You've seen people sunbathing before on these?
Oh, yeah.
And we'll post this story so people can see the kid
when the Google Earth car, not necessarily the satellite shots, but when the Google Earth
drive
car
by
drives
or something. Yep, I've seen that a lot.
Always it's good to...
do you wave at it with one finger? What do you do?
No, just smoke my cigarette and move on. That's been how long it's been since I've seen a Google Earth car.
You were still smoking?
Yeah.
And are we led to believe that you're not actually smoking when you're not around here? You still don't smoke?
No,
right?
I haven't smoked. I said that.
When's the last time you had a cigarette?
I really appreciate
I'm just making sure. That's all. Just making sure.
When's the last time you had a cigarette?
I'm a grown-ass man. If
No,
I want to smoke, I'll smoke.
Okay.
Yeah, but answer the question, if you would, please. When's the last time you had a cigarette?
A couple of years, well over 2 years.
Did you say grown or dumb ass man? Which was it?
Dumbass man.
Grown.
Oh, okay, grown. All right.
No, I heard dumb too. Good catch. So it was since the heart event.
Look at I'm a dumbass man. I know.
Did you stop? Did the heart event cause you to stop?
Yeah.
Well, good for you, man.
Yeah, very disappointing.
Because it's hard, right?
Very disappointing.
It's hard.
When you're a dumbass man, it is hard to stop.
Yeah.
Had someone said that, I can understand that, but someone didn't.
All right, let me tell you about Tommy John. Tommy John underwear, Tommy John loungewear. Wore my loungewear to the studio yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
It was so comfortable.
You were very comfortable yesterday running around here. It's like I was like, no, this ain't a pajama party, bro.
Keith and I had a little slumber party in separate rooms. I want to make clear.
Yeah.
Okay, but we stayed overnight because we wanted to make sure we could be here to do the show.
The refreeze on the roads.
Jeffy came in this morning, and that's why he's giving us the eye roll. Oh, you don't have to do that.
The roads are fine.
The roads are fine this morning. Yeah, we wanted to make sure. Okay, that's how dedicated we are. We wanted to make sure we were here today.
On behalf of the audience, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, dumbass man. Okay.
Give your little Tommy John, would you?
When you're wearing Tommy John's hammock pouch underwear, you're that much more comfortable. So you can do everything better. Isn't that the truth, too? When you're comfortable, everything just goes better. And it makes your day a lot better. Whereas when you're not comfortable, when things are riding up or squeezing down or whatever, it just ruins your day. Now, there's dozens of comfort innovations with Tommy John. Once you've tried Tommy John, you're never going back. It is the best I've ever worn. Love it. Shipping and returns are free because every pair is backed by Tommy John's best pair you'll ever wear or it's free guarantee. So get 20% off your first order right now at TommyJohn.com/unleashed. Go to TommyJohn.com/unleashed today for 20% off. TommyJohn.com/unleashed. See site for details.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
You know, there's some countries that have gone to the 4-day work week. In fact, quite a few of them. And, I mean, they've talked about that here from time to time.
Yeah.
Nobody ever seems to take it very seriously. But every once in a while it comes up.
Hey, what about a 4-day work week in
And it
the
always
United
comes back again,
States?
especially for the last couple of years, right? I mean, they start thinking about, we don't need all this office space.
Right. Well, you look at the office space that's unused right now. It's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. And all these, I've been reading about some of these skyscrapers that are being planned in various cities across the country. And they're going up, and now they're starting to wonder, maybe we don't need all this office space now downtown because nobody's working in the office.
Could be,
I think it's like 28% capacity or something in some cities.
I'm okay with making them living quarters for the illegal aliens crossing the border.
Okay. Really? Are you?
I'm willing to do that.
Wow.
Open the doors to those buildings.
Wow, that's really generous of you.
To live in.
It's really generous.
I know.
So this week, Belgium became the newest country to offer workers the right to complete their work week in 4 days rather than the typical 5 without loss of salary. So do they have to work more hours during those days? Because if you're given the right to complete your work day,
right,
in your work week in 4 days, then you must be working longer hours.
Right.
So Bloomberg reported that the move was made as part of an agreement that aims to make Belgium's notoriously rigid labor market more flexible. However, just because the option will exist for employees doesn't mean employers will have to approve it. The goal is to give people and companies more freedom to arrange their work time. In July, CNBC reported that in Iceland, 85% of workers were currently or on their way to working 4 days a week instead of 5. What are there? 18 workers in Iceland?
21.
So,
21.
So 13 of them were on their way.
Yeah. There's literally 300,000 people that live in Iceland. 300,000, period. So that's not a really... it's not a real good sampling. In many contemporary economies, there's a growing sense that people are overworked, according to Jack Kellum, researcher at Autonomy, a UK-based think tank. In the UK, for example, we know that 25% of all workplace absences or sick days can be traced back to stress generated by work. So there's shorter work weeks being tested in Sweden, Spain, and Japan now.
How would you like that?
Interesting.
Would you rather work 4 days at
12 hours?
Yeah, whatever that works out to. 10-hour days, right?
10?
10 times 4
Oh,
is
yeah,
40?
right.
So if we put the 18-minute together along with the 7-minute together, you got 22 minutes. You sell it with 8 minutes of ads, you got 30 minutes.
Right, got a longer weekend that way.
Yeah.
Get it over with.
Yeah,
I don't know. I work here 10 hours at least every day anyway.
It's been a long time since I've had to work while you're worried about punching the clock and your hours. You know, I mean, I've been, at least, I think for us, I mean, we work until the job is done.
I think we work around the clock. I mean,
right.
Because
well,
I mean, as
Rush
Limbaugh is famous for saying, life is show prep.
That correct.
Constantly prepping.
And part of the problem that these companies are having, that their employees are so stressed and overworked, is that we all can be reached 24/7, and we're expected to answer emails when we're not at the office, and we're expected to take care of things when we're not at the office. So this overworked chat really is, they've got to set some guidelines for the employees that, you know, when I leave at 5, I'm off.
Yeah.
I'll answer your email at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Don't expect a
not
reply.
Not going to open my email.
Right. Don't expect a reply. Yeah. And in today's world, that's almost impossible.
It's impractical.
Yeah.
But similar pilot programs are beginning in Ireland and the United States, and there are more plans for Canada, Australia, and New Zealand as well. New York Times reported in November that a 4-day work week has seemed just around the corner in the U.S. at various points in modern history. Yeah, and it never seems to materialize. But yeah, I don't know, 10 hours a day, 4 days a week? Would you rather do that than 5?
Heck yeah.
Would you?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, since we're there anyway, really.
Right.
And then some. Yeah, and then we don't come in on Friday? I don't know. I like doing this 5 days a week.
Do you?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Yeah, I do.
But I mean, that's almost a thing where the entire society would have to agree, or else you're going to have
And
some
that's not
people
going to
working
happen.
5,
not
some
in the
people
U.S.
working 4.
Yeah, that's not going to happen in the U.S. No way. Because we want commerce 7 days a week, every day, all year round, right? And you can't provide that without workers. Hello.
Well, you could stagger the week, though, for some, so it's four different days.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
And we have...
Not everybody has to do Monday through Thursday.
And especially when we have overwhelming support from robots now.
Yeah.
A number of humans would be happy to be working 2
when
days
the
a
robot
week.
thing really kicks in,
then it is.
Then it won't
we're
be
there.
optional. It'll probably be mandatory.
You know what? We're going to let you work 2 days a week.
Yeah, right. If you work at all. Because the prediction is that many will not. So we'll see. That's a little scary, actually. So thank you for bringing it to the robots. That's great.
And then are we talking about minimum income then?
Yeah, income.
We're going to have to have income if people aren't working?
They'd be talking about it, but I wouldn't be in favor of it. I mean, under those circumstances, maybe I would. I don't know. I mean, the society changes completely at that point.
No question.
By the way, Hawaii and Puerto Rico are the last two holdouts on mask mandates. Can you believe that? So 2 island territories, states, are the only ones. I mean, Hawaii has been
they have been
really brutal during this whole pandemic. As for an area that counts on tourism as much as they do, I can't believe how awful they've been to people.
I know
visiting their state.
There's got to be a point, right, where they realize, and maybe that point is coming when their businesses are like, "Yo,"
because they've been nasty to people.
Yeah.
And Puerto Rico, I haven't really heard that they're doing anything unusual, but they're still doing the masks. So
I wanted to
good
go
luck
there
on that.
too.
To Puerto Rico.
Oh man, I've been wanting to go
Have
to
you
a
really?
vacation to Puerto Rico, and now
you can have Chris Cruz, or he can take you down there and give you the tour.
Has Chris actually ever been to Puerto Rico?
Oh yeah.
Was he born there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Lucky we let him into the country.
Wait, that is the country.
He's in our country.
Just like Hawaii, we don't really count.
No, they do.
Nah, they
no,
don't.
they do
Nah,
count.
they don't.
Especially Hawaii, because it is a U.S. state.
Yeah, that's what we say.
Yeah. It is what we say because it is reality. So that's why we say it. But thank you for that, Jeffy. But I can't wait until the last vestiges of this mask mandate bull crap
It'll never happen.
are over.
They're going to be around in some form or fashion somewhere.
Stop.
I mean, if you want to wear them.
You're right.
Want to wear them.
Just don't mandate
Been saying
it.
that for 2 stinking years.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, it's finally starting to take hold because really, the pandemic is waning in the United States.
Yeah, the cloud of death.
Yeah, we're down on everything. Down on infections, hospitalizations, and deaths. So I don't want to hear it anymore. Leave us alone, okay? Leave us alone.
Well, yeah, but Pat, only 85% of adults are vaccinated.
Yeah, only 85%. That's all you're ever going to get. So shut up.
I don't want to hear
Be
it.
happy with it. I don't want to hear another peep out of you with your vaccination and mask
Even
mandate
if it's
nonsense.
what if it's a budding state that comes up
and
underneath
Hungary and is there,
Yeah, what
and they're
about
all
that?
hungry
What
there.
about that?
No, I don't want to hear that either.
Oh,
frankly,
all right,
I really
fine.
don't. I really
Be that
don't.
way, though.
Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here Monday.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.